We first saw the Citroen DS4 at last year's Paris Motor Show and again recently in Geneva, but here it is in the flesh. It's a kind of sporty four-door coupe hatchback, but is it going to take sales away from the Volkswagen Golf, or is it going to compete with cars like the Nissan Qashqai? Let's see what members of the What Car Reader test team think.
I really like the styling. I think it's very modern. Interior-wise, I really like the stitching on the dash. I think that's really unusual in a car of this type. Overall, the shape is very, very nice to look at, really. It's very oppressive inside, especially towards the back. The rear visibility, from what I've seen, is quite poor. I can't decide whether it works still with the Citroen brand. I think you have to get over the badges, the fact it is a Citroen.
Overall, I really like the styling. I think I prefer the outside more than I prefer the inside, although I love the leather. It's so soft, which is really nice. And I like the style where they've done the sort of weave on the seats. It reminds me of my watch strap, that type of thing. But the only thing about the styling on the outside is I'm not sure. I can't make my mind up about whether I like the door handle or not. I mean, I like the way it fits in with the overall design, but as far as usability, I'm not sure if I would be wanting to sort of live with it. Yeah, I think it's got a lot of style with practicality as well. I mean, it's got quite a generous boot, and the high ride height is nice, so I can see it's quite manly, but then all the little chrome details and inside and out make it a bit girly at the same time.
I like it. I think there are a few flaws in it. I think the inside is quite dark and on a long journey could feel quite claustrophobic. I like the driving position. I think you feel very in control of the car because it's quite a high seat position. But this bothers me because it comes down so low. And I don't like the feeling that I'm very closed in. That would be my one downside on this car. On the other hand, I like the hidden doors at the back. They're quite fun. And I like the design of the car. I think it looks very feminine and, for want of a better word, it looks quite pretty as well.
The finish and the build quality is beautiful. The dashboard, wonderful. Lovely fit and finish, nice detailing, but then I guess this is also top of the range. The black headlining is not so good. It makes the car seem a bit oppressive or a bit enclosed. Not much headroom there. The seats are beautiful. They're like the old Saabs. Bad points, the rear access is not good. I think if you had young children, maybe you'd worry about getting them in and out. Other than that, I think it's a lovely car.
I think it's attractive. I was really impressed by the build quality. I've never owned a Citroen, but my preconceptions were that they weren't that solid, and actually this is great. It's heavy, the doors clunk. The interior as well, I think the quality of it looks smart, it's unusual. The styling, particularly the front of the car, it's unusual, but it's practical. It's not unusual for its own sake. However, the back of the car wouldn't work for me. I've got two small children, and trying to shoehorn them into car seats is pretty tricky anyway. And the design of the door is such that I would continually knock myself out trying to squeeze a wriggling, cross child into the back seat. Also the boot, it's pretty small. It's narrow, the opening of the boot, and it's got a very deep lip. So if you're trying to put something in, like a really heavy couple of bags of shopping or a buggy or any other awkward thing, one, I think it's quite a lot of lifting, and two, then shutting the boot, because it's the coupe styling, you haven't got a lot of space because it's on such a slant. So as a practical car, it wouldn't work for me. I wouldn't buy it.
Citroen's upmarket DS4 will go on sale this summer, and we expect prices to start at around £18,500 up to about £24,000. What car will be amongst the first to drive the new DS4 at the beginning of May?